Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Merle M. Singer. I'm the Relationship Miracle Worker, and I do a podcast every week, and it is Merle's Pearls of Business Wisdom. I'm not wearing my pearls today, but I do have pearls of wisdom to offer you. Last week, I had a broadcast with my colleague, Patty Negri, and we talked about loneliness. And that broadcast that I do with Patty is a personal, and it's not about business. But it occurred to me, oh my goodness, the same absolute things apply to business. So I have to make sure that I'm welcoming you to Merle's Pearls of Business Wisdom, and where I talk about all things relationship and how they impact the workplace. So here, loneliness obviously can be an issue at home, by yourself, not by yourself. And sometimes you feel lonely, by the way, when you're with other people. Sometimes you feel lonelier if they're not people that you connect with, or people that you connect with, but you don't feel they actually know you. And that can be your mother, your father, your brother, and your partner. That's when you feel the loneliest. But the fact of the matter is that you can actually feel lonely at work. And I don't think we normally think about feeling lonely at work. And since a lot of us spend a lot of time at work, it's not fun if we're not happy, and we're not happy if we're lonely. So, and I have, and I did some research on it, and it turns out that, when you think about loneliness, you think about old people. You think about old people stuck in their apartment and not seeing anybody, and maybe somebody they're lucky if somebody comes and delivers lunch or dinner or something like that. That's what we think about lonely. But this is what's happening, and I think it's been exacerbated. I don't know if it's been created by COVID, but it certainly has been exacerbated by COVID, that people are lonelier. They're not used to being stuck in their house, and Zoom is awesome. It's terrific, but it's not live. It is kind of live, but it's not really live. And you just see me you don't see that I'm twiddling my toes, but if we were live, you might, well, I'm not actually twiddling my toes, but you would see it, or you might. So COVID has been an issue. Like I say, I don't know if it created it, but it has been an issue, and more of us are suffering from loneliness. And of course, what does loneliness lead to? It leads to depression. And depression leads to bad thoughts, either about yourself or bad thoughts that you project out to other people. And if you get angry, people express that anger in different ways. Hold on. So it's important. It's really important to think about and not discount loneliness. And also, it's important not only to not discount loneliness, but not feel like responsible. Oh, I shouldn't feel lonely. It's not. It is not constructive to when we take more responsibility for the negative things in our life than we ought. Instead of feeling responsible for every wrong thing that's gone on, I would recommend that we all feel responsible for doing something about it. And you can't change your life. Well, you can change your life, but you can't change something that's happened. If it's happened, it's happened. So that's it. But you can change that feeling that you get from it. You can at some point say, I lost my job. I didn't lose my job. I lost my parent. I lost my friend. I lost whatever. Every change that happens in our life, think about this. This is something to think about. Everything that happens in your life that changes, if it's a change, it means something is lost. So if you get married, you lose your singleness. And, and not understanding that and not taking responsibility for that, and just acknowledging that you no longer are single, you are now married. I think that's where a lot of cheating goes on, because they're not aware that change is not just the addition of something, but it is a subtraction of something. So you not only get this fabulous partner that you love and adore, but you lose your singleness and your opportunity to find all those other people that you love and adore. So I think that kind of moves a little bit away from loneliness. Let's get back to loneliness. In 2018, what is that? That's 5 years ago. Cigna Insurance Company conducted a large national online survey of U.S. adults to explore the impact of loneliness, and found that loneliness is at epidemic proportion. So if you're a manager, if you're an owner, if you're a corporate executive, no matter how happy you are, no matter how good your life is, in your company, as an employee, as an employer, in your company, loneliness is epidemic. So what do you care? I don't care. I'm doing fine. I'm making good money. I have a great partner. My kids are adorable. I don't care about somebody else. But that is, by the way, the most fascinating thing about being a member of the human race, is that whatever touches any other human touches us. Because how that person responds, what that person does, that affects the next person, that affects the next person, that can affect someone in your sphere. So, and that's why when we have all these homeless people, and you want to just put them in a box somewhere and just get them out of my way, it's not that easy. Because every living person on this planet, how they are, how functional they are, how happy they are, has an effect on your life. Now, it's true, the closer those people are to you, to your sphere of your life and influence, the bigger effect that it has. But so when you vote, whatever you vote for, vote with in mind that what affects other people will affect you. And it's not like you can not pay a tax and get away. I mean, somewhere along the line, we all pay. That's it. But with loneliness, and so I said, the closer it gets to your sphere, the more direct the impact is. So those people that are in your life, in your company, in your department, on your floor, their loneliness affects you more than mine would or my neighbors would. So, well, what does that mean? Okay, Merle, what does affect mean? It means if they're lonely and they're not happy and maybe they're a little depressed, then do you think their work isn't going to be up to par as it would be if they were happy and joyous and felt a feeling of purpose and of gratitude and appreciation? What do you think? Okay, I'll tell you what I think. I think that the happier people are and the more included they are, the more respected they are, the more appreciated they are, the more functional they are. Including every single one of you and including me, of course. That's how we're wired. So, if it's somebody down the street that you don't know, maybe there might be some opportunity for you to help that out, but maybe not directly anyway. But when it comes into your focus, when it comes into your realm of your life, it's your company. You work there, you own it, whatever you do, it's your company. And unhappy people in your company affect your bottom line. Duh. So never mind. I'm not going to tell you need to be nice. You need to care about other people. Wouldn't hurt. But even if you want to just be absolutely straight on, absolutely selfish, you still need to take care of those people for your own good, for your bottom line. That's what I'm talking about. So what can you do? So we talked about, by the way, I thought this was interesting. Loneliness across key demographics. Younger generations, listen to this, younger generations are lonelier than older generations. Who knew? Nearly 8 in 10 Gen Zs, which is 79%, and 7 in 10, it's kind of about the same, millennials, they say that 71%, are lonely. But boomers, only half. Well, only half, I'm saying only half. Half of the people, it just seems anywhere you go, at least half of the people are lonely. Oh my gosh, that's an epidemic. What can we do about that? So it says, those people, this by the way, is something I bet you didn't know. because we always worship the bucolic, wonderful, rural living on your own. And it's close to nature, which is totally good. But those people living in urban and suburban, you know, communities are less lonely than those in rural areas. So what? So we don't care. If they're living somewhere else, we don't care. But if they're working for us or with us, here's what you do. You create an environment where they have an opportunity to voice their opinion. If you're thinking about doing the next project, you've got it mapped out. You know exactly what you're going to do. But maybe you kind of hold off and say, have a meeting of appropriate people in your company, and you say, well, here's the project, and this is kind of where I'm at. What do you think of that? Or you could say, this is really what I had in mind, and give it the specifics. What's good about that? What's not good about it? What do you like about that? What don't you? Ask somebody else's opinion. And guess what? Listen when they answer. Oh, here's my warning to you. They're going to say, at least one person will say something absolutely different from what you think. And you, if you are smart, will say, I never thought of it that way. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Thank you for offering that. And keep going. But if you take the people around you that you're going, especially those that you're going to ask to do this, to put your project into reality, give them some ownership of it. Give them respect. I have to tell you, that will change their loneliness. Because I guess loneliness is not just, it isn't necessarily even being alone. It's feeling isolated, feeling even in a crowd, you're not there. But when somebody says, oh, well, that's interesting. Oh, well, what do you think? Or, oh, yes, we could try that. Shown that respect. That's more respect than they have for themselves sometimes. So, without going on forever and ever, if all you get out of this podcast is, whether you own a business or it's just your family, I take that back, it's your family, it's not just your family. Whether it's a charity that you work for or a volunteer with, wherever there is a group, and if there isn't, extend your life out so that you belong to and join and be aware of groups of people. Because people like to be around other people. We like to be around dogs and cats too, a lot of us anyway. So one, either let this be true of you, and let this be true of whom you have some responsibility for, is take the time out, not just figure things out yourself, but you like to do that. You're independent, fine, but then share it and get a different opinion. And if you change just one thing that you were doing that would show that you had listened to somebody else and took it seriously enough to make a change in your project, that will be showing respect for other people. Trust me, that comes back to you. They will respect you for doing that. They will feel honored. They will honor you. If you can do that, that will change your bottom line. And you know what? It won't just change your bottom line in that you're making more money. It'll change your bottom line in that it will enrich your soul. It will make you feel a little more expanded, a little, because you will be giving and you will be getting. And that yin and yang, that back and forth between us and every other person in our life is that's where it's at. That's what we need to do, and it's a good human decision. It's an awesome business decision, and it will pay off in good luck, in good money, in good everything. And if you've listened this far, I would absolutely love if you would write me and say, I did this, or I listened to it and I think you're full of baloney. Or I thought you were full of baloney, but I tried it anyway, and this is the results. I would love any interaction that you have to say, because I think this is really valuable approach to helping people with loneliness and helping you in your business. And that's all I have time for. I have to tell you, I have things to do today. So I won't talk to you until all the way next Thursday. And until then, you have a fabulous time. Thank you for listening to Merle's Pearls of Business Wisdom with me, your host, Merle M. Singer, the Relationship Miracle Worker. You can go relationshipmiracleworker.com/podcast. You can find this episode and past episodes at, what did I say? relationshipmiracleworker.com/podcast. As well, by the way, as on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and all your other favorite podcast platforms. You have a fabulous, wonderful day, a fabulous, wonderful week. Don't be lonely. Talk and respect other people. Give them warmth and caring that they need, even though you didn't realize it. And it will come back to you.